Oh,
Jesus.
oh,
It's okay, he's a worm. They've gone for worse.
You okay there, Jim? Oh, wow, that's a great skill.
Well, yeah, he's a worm.
Excuse you.
Pardon me.
Yeah.
Pretty much summing up the character, I guess.
So yeah, immediately you can tell this is made by the same people who made Aladdin, because look at that spread animation.
Wow, dick crust.
Anytime now, dude.
Remember, Shiroi, we're quirky. Anyway, welcome everybody to Earthworm Jim Special Edition on the Sega CD.
Ah!
Published by Interplay and developed by Shiny Entertainment.
Clearly the
With
precursors
music by
of the-
Tommy Tallarico Studios. Oh yeah.
You know, clearly these logos were the precursors to
Alright,
the
so
TS.
let's cut quickly to the HD remake that came out in 2010 because it actually does have an intro, so I figured I'd insert it here. Basically, the problem is the pacing of the speed that the pictures select through is incredibly fast, so I have to consistently go back so we can actually look at these things. See, even in terms of presenting the opening, this port is terrible, but I'll get back into it in the extras part.
Oh, so we're playing a port. Interesting.
No, we're not playing I'll explain it later, Joe. But the point is, this is what happened. Here's a story of Earthworm Jim. A worm was going around and trying to run away from a crow. Suddenly, a super spacesuit fell from space and fell right on top of the worm, and that gave this worm superpowers, and he became Earthworm Jim.
Somehow that worm got way bigger because his head is somehow enough to fill out through the hole of the spacesuit.
Yes, Joe, but that's what the spacesuit does. So the problem is, Psycrow, the guy who actually owns the spacesuit, was trying to get the spacesuit that was stolen from him, and now Jim has to, run away from Psycrow, and at the same time he also heard that, oh, there we go, Word from Jim, Special Edition. Psycrow is trying to also capture the princess of this land, Princess What's Her Name. No, I'm serious. That's her actual name, Princess What's Her Name.
To of course take over the world or ransom it.
All right, let's play the game on easy mode for the sake of making things a bit easier for me. Also, I love this song.
Is this one of those games that mocks you if you do the easy mode?
I'll get back to you on the finale tier if you don't mind.
It's a shiny entertainment game, Tio.
Welcome to the first game, the first stage, everybody. New Junk City.
Of course.
And you can probably guess why it's called that. Anyway, but before we start, let me just quickly load a state. Because basically, I have a specific state where I can already activated the level select. Hey, shiny crew only. Sorry, shiny, but I really want to use the cheat mode because you guys made this game so freaking hard. So yeah. Let's turn on cheat mode and start this again. And as you can see, the cheat menu is exactly like the Aladdin cheat menu that we did. So you can it's already incredibly apparent that this is made by the same team that made the Aladdin Genesis game. Anyway, back to New Junk City. Basically, the load times are covered with a level title screen, basically. Alright. So what is Earthworm Jim, everybody? Earthworm Jim, basically, after Aladdin was completed development, David Perry and his team at Virgin left Virgin because they didn't want to make any more licensed games. They wanted to make something completely original. So in true Yuji Naka fashion, David Perry took with him his team and founded a new studio called Shiny Entertainment. So hello, Miss Cow. You okay?
What are you doing?
There you go.
Oh,
Cow lunched. There you go. How nice, right? Anyway, don't worry, guys. You'll understand what the hell was that. Oh, by the way, another more fantastic sprite animations. So yeah, basically, everybody, this is made from the same team that made Aladdin, and you can immediately tell right from the beginning because the sprite animation is absolutely stellar. And so basically, this is them making a brand new IP. Earthworm Jim is a satire of 90s platformers. Even though its core gameplay is a run-and-gun platformer type of thing, practically every level brings in a new gimmick. So
it's like Battletoads.
Yeah, except unlike
Seems
Battletoads,
to
will
be
drive
very
you
random.
insane.
except unlike Battletoads 2, this game is actually fun, and the randomness adds it's done for the sake of humor rather than just a misplaced sense of variety. Let's say.
And sadism, and trying to get it so that you can not rent these.
There you go. And yes, let's go through these tires. Anyway, but basically, everybody, like I said, this is a satire of 90s platformers. So as a response, so obviously you can expect there to be a lot of good gameplay-driven humor in this game. Oh God, rabbit dog. There you go.
Jesus.
And of course, since I'm a worm, crows are my one nightmare. Anyway, yeah.
Or any kind of bird.
So yeah, basically everybody, this is a platformer that is made specifically with the purpose of using its gameplay to make you laugh, which is something that is very hard to do, but Shiny does a great job of it with these first two Earthworm Jim games.
And yet these guys still do it better than a certain Japanese company can do with what supposedly their Sony mascot of the present day.
Anyway,
What is that, Jova? Like the fact that these I know that the key people left by that point, at least most of them. But to see that these people ruin themselves with the Matrix game and
And they were
ultimately
doing
made
what they
the
do
company fail.
best, tie-in material.
And not just that, they even had some sense of humor with the Jack Thompson cameo and everything. So,
Oh
This
wait,
game
was
was
that their
origi-
decision or the Wachowskis?
I don't know. But like, let's continue for this for now.
Right.
Good.
this game was originally made for the Mega Drive / Genesis, ported to the Super Nintendo a couple months later, and then it got some more ports for PC and other stuff. And Shiny actually went back and actually made a special edition for the Sega CD, which is the one I'm playing. It's the definitive version of the game, so... aside from including CD audio, because just like with Aladdin, Tommy Tallarico come back to do the music, and even though some tracks I prefer the Genesis versions because it takes full advantage of that Genesis electronic sound. For the most part, I really appreciate listening to how the tracks were before they were compressed into the Genesis sound chip. Thanks to CD audio, we get to hear Tommy's compositions exactly as they were made. So that's pretty cool. There we go. You can actually. So here's how the basic gameplay works. You can shoot your gun. There are various guns that you get. Unfortunately, there's no way to switch between guns. You just have to waste your ammo of the new gun you caught before you can get to the regular. Fortunately, Earthworm Jim 2 added an extra button for switching weapons.
And
Fortunately,
here's something that was phenomenal for the time. You can shoot while shimmying.
yeah. So
Wow.
yeah.
So-
So
it's kind of a
I'm
novel
limited
thing.
in a platformer.
Ah, rabbit dog. Yeah.
Yeah.
And by the way, this Earthworm Jim as a concept, basically the overall character, the aesthetic, was created by Doug Tenenbaum, who was also an animator in the game. He's also the voice of Earthworm Jim himself. So all the sound clips you're hearing, that's Doug Tenenbaum. So here's how the gameplay works. Aside from shooting, you can jump, of course, and you can use your whip like that. See? Aside from also serving to
Not
kill...
so much the whip, so much as literally your head.
Yes, my head serves as a whip, or rather my body, because I'm just a worm. The rest is just a spacesuit. There you go. Fortunately, I can jump, I can shoot through the floor. Alright, moving on. There we go. So yeah, like
well, also, yeah, if the gameplay satirizes the 90s platform, the story itself kind of satirizes the traditional superhero formula, kind of like Darkwing Duck.
yeah, that and the whole save the princess mushroom thingy. That's
Yeah,
what-
we've already seen what they think of that trope.
Oh god, first mini boss. Trash can with tires that spits out anvils.
Oh my god! Mario and Luigi, the series, actually did a boss like this.
And
Yes,
before anybody asks, no, I have no idea what they were smoking when they come up with this game.
And yet somehow trash cans become later a rather popular boss used in video games in the future.
Very cool, because it was made in the 90s, get it? Anyway,
Actually, that
Radical.
reminds me. Is there a Trash Man in the Mega Man series?
not that
I
I'm familiar.
don't
Not,
remember.
There
not,
needs to be.
I know that there is, of course, a Fireman. There's a Con Man. And of course, there's
basically
boss.
everybody, there are quite a few versions of Earthworm Jim. The one I recommend from someone who has played practically all of them, because I've been playing I played this game first on the Mega Drive back when it first came out, and I've loved it ever since. However, as an expert, I can tell you, emulate the Sega CD version. That's the best, especially. Oh, there you go, loading screen. Jim, you need some help there?
Guess not.
All right, so that.
I'm nude.
Yeah, like Jim just said, he's nude now for some reason, so we have to get back to our spacesuit.
He lost the
Oh.
suit off screen.
Oh, great. So he's been taking lessons from Samus
And by-
and losing
it-
powers
it-
off
it-
screen, hasn't he?
You know what's interesting, guys?
But
Every time you die in this section and you go back to the checkpoint, every time you respawn, you have to hear Jim say, "I'm nude."
And yet that's still not nearly as annoying as Bubsy's one-liners.
Well, that's because this is more like innuendo stuff rather than puns.
also, a bit
Well, not just that, the
tongue-in-cheek.
fact that it's actually funny.
Well, that's the thing, Joe. Bubsy tries to be tongue-in-cheek, it's just that it's so freaking obnoxious with it.
Doesn't
Anyway.
help with the voice they're having wrong.
As you can probably guess, this my body is slippery, so I had try my best to time my jumps properly. Don't worry, it's not that hard once you get the hang of it. There you go, groovy. And by the way, that's Jim's catchphrase, groovy.
Nice.
There you go.
That's weird. It's always weird. I thought Earthworm Jim started off as a TV show, but I guess I'm
No,
mistaken.
first came this game, then the show, then the second game. Basically, Joe. Actually, that's a good lead win. Might as well. Joe, allow me. Oh wait, hold on. I love this part here. Okay, checkpoint. Look, and now we have two paths: the path for the studs and the path for the wimps.
Oh, class act.
All right. So which one should I go for? You know what? Let's just save a state, then we can show off both of them.
So, in regards to easy mode or hard mode, is easy mode just about of how many hits you die in,
Yes.
or is there
Basically,
content that's locked
it
up
makes
if you
it
don't
makes
do the hard
enemies
mode?
tougher to kill, and you take more damage.
And are there any avenues or stuff you can access in easy mode?
No. Well, I'll get back to you on the finale, Jova. There you go. We found the suit.
it.
That was the wimp thing. Obviously, it's very easy. However, the stud path requires to do quite a bit more platforming, so let's try that.
Well, let's see if it's more fun.
It requires quite a lot of good timing on your behalf. Much like Aladdin, the game is charming as all hell, but it's also difficult as all hell. Trust me, I made that look easier than it is, because I already, I've been playing this game for years. Trust me, I made that look a lot easier than it actually is.
So aside from bragging rights, do you get any rewards for going the stud path?
You get more ammo. All right, here's the boss. A trashman that burps fish when I hit him. Of course.
I got nothing.
Yeah, as you can probably guess, everybody, David and his team took a shit ton of drugs, and this is the result that we're playing right now.
I'm not going to question this. It's not worth it.
This is okay. We've already established through the Aladdin playthrough that this team is clearly very talented. This is them with a complete going on a complete creativity explosion where they just do whatever the fuck feels fun or funny to them.
It's like Shaq Fu 2 on steroids.
Yeah, that's the sad part. Shaq Fu 2 actually turned out to be pretty good. But we can talk about that later.
Yeah, let's just say this right now. Shaq Fu 2 is a master of sex.
This boss works like this. Basically, you have to push that crate into the spring so you can hit him from the fat guy's ass so that he'll burp fish. Oh, there you go. Boss beaten.
Bubbles.
Anyway, that's
I
ship's
guess he
that
died
ship's
off
rocket
screen.
ship. So away we go.
Oh no, the fat guy just got inconvenienced.
Groovy indeed. And then I got the password. And now, and the asteroids. And yes, Teo, it's a parody of exactly what you're thinking. Anyway,
I'm a rocket man.
all right. All right, so so every time we finish off a planet, yes, because we're literally going from planet to planet, because the world of Earthworm Jim doesn't have so much a world as more as a universe, because there's a planet for practically everything in this franchise. Anyway, every time we finish a planet, we have to race to the next planet and race till we get to Psychro. Here's how it works: if you manage to get to the end of the race before Psychro, you get to the next level. If not, you have to face Psychro in a boss battle to move on to the next level.
This hurts.
As you can probably guess, this is kind of like, think of it like a half pipe Sonic stage, in the sense
Yeah,
that you
kind of like it.
in the sense that you have to dodge the stones, because the stones will, you know, kind of like the bombs in Sonic 2 in the special stages will hamper your progress. There you go, see? Like that just happened to me. Fortunately, you have ways to handle Psycho. You can shock him with that power-up that I got. You can even find some booster things that boost you forward. However, they also work for Psycho, which means he can also take advantage of those things. Fortunately, I managed to win the race just in time.
Okay then.
You know, I wonder, the boss fight you do with Psycho if you lose.
Don't worry, we'll see it. Don't worry, we'll see it later.
I was just gonna ask, is that the same boss fight you get with him at the finale anyway?
No. You don't get the final boss. The final boss of this game is not Psycho.
What the heck?
What the heck? Get it?
Because we need to...
Ladies and gentlemen, not on Bald Mountain.
Oh, wow.
Well, Theo, it's fitting.
So this is Hell Planet.
Alright, you might notice in the background that cat there.
Mm-hmm.
That's Evil the Cat. No, that's his name, Evil the Cat. This is the planet Heck. Obviously, it's not... Obviously, it's Planet Hell, but we're trying to market this game for kids, so we have to say Heck.
Very appropriate name for a cat, I must say.
What the heck, L?
Okay, basically, Theo, Planet Heck is run by Evil the Cat. It's the planet where everybody goes when they die.
Of course.
Basically,
Now elevator music.
Well, remember, Theo, we have to... basically, I have no idea why Jim would think that Princess What's-Her-Name is in the planet Heck, but might as well explore, I guess.
To be fair,
Does he think she's dead?
to be fair, it happened in the Ghost and Goblin series, so yeah.
True.
Sometimes the bad guys tend to take
If anything,
loyalty
I guess
to those
this is a
places.
particular satire of that. The fact that the hero has to go to hell to rescue the damsel in distress.
Yeah. Oh, trust me, Theo. Like, wait till the end.
Does this mean that Jim needs a specific item, so otherwise he do the final 2 levels over and over again?
No,
Sorry.
fortunately...
Still some PTSD from that.
Fortunately,
Oh, yeah.
Theo, no. Anyway, yeah, so basically let's explore Heck.
It's not as jazzy as Robot Hell.
And you know, I love the joke with the music that Tommy made, by the way. It starts off night on the Bald Mountain, and then it switches to
But then it's
smooth
relaxing.
elevator music. As if Evil the Cat is introducing... Welcome to Planet Heck.
It's like I said, it's almost but not as jazzy as Robot Hell.
Yeah. Like, it's not just David and his team. Tommy Tallarico is also contributing to the humor with his music, I assure you.
Yeah.
What does that emerald do?
Basically, I have to run on it to make it go. It's a bit hard because that you have to basically I'm supposed to run to the left, but it's kind of hard to explain. But it's a bit hard to time because see the thing is, whenever you see, there you go. See, whenever you get into that emerald, it starts rolling, which means you can fall if you don't start running it on at the right time. You see.
Okay.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go. Basically, I have to find the correct spot. It's not that bad. Okay, you're not on a time limit anyway, so so don't worry. It's not that much of a problem.
I love the Tet cycle. Basically, when you're like, okay, when you're closer to getting out of hell, that's when the demonic plays. That's when the demonic music plays. But when you're in the deeper, lower levels of Heck, that's when the calm music comes. It's like, so maybe it's just about you forfeiting yourself and actually just going with the flow. Yeah. Like the closer you are to.
Oh, trust me, Jova. We're now about to meet our greatest foe in this game.
I have to wonder if the cat's playing this music out loud.
Yeah, there's literally a record.
That's what happens, Shiro. The cat is trying
Let's
to
see
play
what worst
level
enemy
one, but then presses the other
button. An insurance salesman, no!
Oh.
Oh, God.
Oh.
Well, okay, you know what? I would definitely expect them to be a citizen of Heck.
No!
I thought, honestly, I think a lawyer is more of an apt...
No, trust me, Theo. This is one of the hardest enemies to kill in the game.
I can see that.
Wait. Is he even killable? It looks like he just escaped.
He is killable, but it takes quite a lot. Because because insurance salesmen are persistent.
You shouldn't be able to kill what's already dead inside, though.
It reminds me of that iconic line that Joker says in the final season of Batman the Animated Series. Oh, I'll go up against Batman, but the IRS? Oh no, even I'm not that crazy.
I love that.
Yeah.
I can just imagine. I can just picture Shiny when developing this game. They were in a table, just come up with the most insane, awesome ideas, and we'll just pack it into one game. Like this,
Yeah.
Well, this one works, so.
Well, it works because the game literally goes for a 90s cartoon random aesthetic. I mean, it's supposed to be random and out there. The game
it's one of
fully
those
the game fully embraces its lunacy.
It's one of those 90s things that finds the perfect balance in its audience range. It's like, yeah, it'll be a fun time for the kids, but there's also plenty of jokes that adults will get in this that'll keep them interested too.
Mm-hmm.
And essentially, it's a game that aged remarkably well considering how consistent with the times and how
Trust me,
really
Joe.
relevant some of these jokes are.
The quality of the
How
sprite
many
work.
attacks are there?
The quality of the sprite work in particular really shows how badly handled the HD remake was made. Because the HD remake, basically they Ace Attorney aged ISK, the iOS Ace Attorney is because just like the Ace Attorney HD trilogy on mobile, it looks so flash and the animation doesn't look nearly as good.
No, man.
And now we're fighting a snowman.
Let me get this straight. The gate crushed the tax guy, but because it crushed him, it turned him into an evil snowman who somehow is not melting.
This must be what going.
And
this is
now
what
it sounds like we're in a Sonic Game Boy Ice level by the sound of the music.
This must be what going mad feels like.
Also, Earthworm Jim can shoot in all directions. Suck it, Mega Man.
There you go.
There we go. We found
Oh.
ourselves.
I gotta say,
alright.
this is one of the, between South Park and Futurama, this is one of the more upbeat levels of hell shown.
Loading. All right, and now time for the boss battle. Oh, never mind. I forgot. Keep in mind, I grew up with the Mega Drive version, and the levels were heavily expanded on the Sega CD version. So, my nostalgia still betrays me when it comes to playing this version. Oh, it's Evil the
Oh, I
Cat.
see. So the Sega CD version is kind of like an expanded remake?
It's not an expanded remake. It's based on this, much like a lot of Sega CD ports. It's based on the Mega Drive version, except they expanded the levels, made them a bit longer, and put in the CD audio, obviously, and added extra levels. Specifically, one extra level.
I guess this is the kind of stuff that they omitted because they didn't have room initially.
No,
or-
well, obviously with a CD, obviously you have much more space, so you can put in more stuff.
Hey, remember when floppy disks were the way to go?
Yes.
It's hold on.
It reminds me of how when everyone thought that beta would totally kick the VHS's butts.
My school was still using those in 2009.
Yeah.
Really?
Same for me, Shiroi.
Schools are very lazy about this sort of thing, Joe.
I don't know. I mean,
technology
my school
upgrading.
stopped using the floppy disks as soon as flash drives became into more use. Dang.
Depends, Jova. Ultimately
True.
depends. Not very.
No, God,
really
another
matter
one.
because-
Oh.
Jesus, how many are there?
I mean, seriously.
Heck is full of them, Teo. It's full of them.
Seriously, the IRS and then Snowmen. What's next? The Republicans?
There you go, Jova. As you can see, he can be killed.
This is a bit of a damage spun. So then again, I guess the citizens of this are
if
just
it's
a glutton
yeah,
for
notice
punishment.
if you're doing this off screen, you're not gonna open the gate.
Mm-hmm.
Nope, you need to be on the platform.
Here's how you do it. There you
Oh.
go. All right.
Jesus.
Yeah, the music keeps looping in true CD audio fashion, obviously. Oh God, sorry, I missed the jump there.
I
But anyway, what I was
Sorry, scratch the record, it seems.
fuck. Okay, third time's a charm. All right, let's see.
There we go.
And there we go.
And he
Yes!
sticks the landing. Jesus.
Did those things explode into belches?
Oh,
Yes,
that
yes.
seems to be the
Yes.
enemy. to explode like that.
Yes, the enemies. That's the thing, Jova. Even within the music itself, you get to hear the people being tortured in heck. So
It sounded like they were burping as they exploded. It's quite amazing.
So now the boss fight, I guess.
I think so, if I remember correctly. Yeah.
I'm nude.
And Jim is nude again. And Evil took our spacesuit hostage, so we have to try our best to dodge his shots.
Wow, that enemy looks like it came out of Angry Beavers.
Evil the cat is one of the primary antagonists of Earthworm Jim. He also shows up in the cartoon. His greatest weakness is furballs.
Of course.
There you go. See, stop licking yourself, Evil.
If
That's
Pedro
what cats
hadn't, when we
do.
were watching the cartoon before, if Pedro hadn't have told me that was a cat, I would have thought it was a rat.
I know, right?
All right. There you go. Basically, the gist of that particular phase of the boss is you have to consistently until he destroys the thing. All right. Now we have to. God.
Jesus.
All right. One thing that I will give it. Well, actually, no. I'll talk about that in the extras part. Might as well. All right. Now we have to kill Evil 9 times.
Because
lives.
yes.
2.
There you go. Reminds me of that terrible 70s on the Barbarian cartoon, where there's this cat who has to basically is at its last life, and all these past incarnations are trying to tell him how to survive, but it's just that bad because it was made in that terrible period of animation in general. And Hanna-Barbera was the worst.
There we go. Basically, just try your best to dodge his lunging at you, and whenever you kill one of his lives, fire will come forward, so jump like I'm doing. There you go. Ah! Jesus.
Well,
Oh.
I
Ah,
think he fell through the floor.
bad kitty.
you just want some affection. Come on.
Yeah, hug the kitty. Don't close your eyes out.
Doesn't matter if it claws your faces in.
There we go.
Enjoy your own level of heck.
And that was Planet Heck. Groovy.
Is there a second heck within heck?
No.
Maybe.
It's so meta.
Well, Shiroi, does a sequence where you have to stop puppies from dying at the sound of Italian folklore music count as hell?
More like Limbo, I guess.
Show it for foreshadowing for Earthworm Jim 2. Anyway, see you for the next part, everybody.
See ya.
Yeah.
Yeah.